after the night train from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. 18.
18.
So now after I was in Khao Yai National Park, I went back to Bangkok for one night, and then last night I took a night train, leaving at 7:30 p.m, arriving at 9 a.m. Took a night train from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, and I'm in Chiang Mai for quite a few days actually. So I now arrived at a lake near Chiang Mai, and you have to pay 50 baht entrance fee. And there's something that I still don't get why or how come or whatsoever, but apparently they built a lot of King Kongs. So here's some that you can take pictures with. So right now I'm literally in the middle of somehow jungle mountains with rice fields, which I didn't expect at all, near Chiang Mai. So I went to the lake and then I checked on my phone to go to the next waterfall basically, and then it offered me one route which was kind of the same one that I went here, like on the main streets and so on, and then it showed another one which was a lot of, let's say, curves on Google Maps, and which was only supposedly 2 or 3 minutes longer. So I was like, okay, let's take the fun away. Then I started driving it, and it was already not a proper street anymore, but like rocks and so on the floor. Then there was a gate saying no motorbikes and blah blah blah, and there was a ranger at the gate, and that's where all the puppies were. And then I asked him if motorbike is okay, and he's like, yes, motorbike, okay. And yeah, I didn't cross away with anyone yet, and I ended up here. And I randomly ended up in some school. So after seeing this high school, I went some ways, and my phone didn't tell me properly where to go, so I didn't really know. And now I went the wrong way down the hill, to go all the way up the hill again, and let's hope I'm going the right way now. It's probably not gonna go to the waterfall I want to, but it says Chiang Mai, so I'm just gonna follow those signs and somehow make it back on the street. And I believe down there should be the lake that I started at, but I'm really not sure at all. I will check later. But down there should be Chiang Mai, this area. Today's not the greatest day. I fucked up my tire on the mountain, and now I have to get it repaired and have to drive with a flat tire for a very long time. So short story time about yesterday. So I arrived with the night train from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, and then I went into my hostel, and then I researched a bit to find a motorbike place, rented like a good motorbike for the next, I think, 5 or 6 days. And then I went with the motorbike, tried to find some lunch, and on the way there was like cops basically pulling everyone over on a motorbike that looked like a tourist. Then they charged everyone, then they asked for a driver's license, an international one. I only had my German one. They said I just broke the law in Thailand, I now have to pay 500 baht. The guy next to me had an international driver's license, but he needed some specific stamp, so they charged him also 500 baht. So basically everyone who drove by, they just charged them for 500 baht, and then you can drive around for 3 days. Then after that I went to the lake, drove around the lake, and then went up the lake. Like next to the lake I wanted to go to a waterfall, and Google Maps said, okay, just go up the mountain here, it was very rocky and muddy and not recommended to go on with a scooter, but I was like, okay, this seems fun, let's do it, why not? After I think like an hour, I lost GPS signal, or like the GPS told me to go in a way where there was no way. So then I had to try to find some other way back and kind of got lost. Didn't really know where I was going until I found a sign, a handwritten sign on a tree that said Chiang Mai. So then I went follow that sign and I made it out alive, actually the same way that I was going. But very shortly before I arrived on the bottom, the back of my motorbike kind of swayed back and forth and was kind of behaving weird. So I stopped and I checked, and the back tire was broken. Like there was no air anymore at all. So I drove down to the gate, and then the guy at the gate said I should have to go to the front gate of the lake. On the way there I found some people who rented quads and so on. So they put air in it and they said they cannot help. And then I just drove to the next city where someone changed the back tire. It was not that expensive or anything at all, but it was super scary to drive with a like super flat tire, and I had no other option. But in the end it was fixed, so then it was all good again. And today I decided to go to some waterfalls. The first one here is also called the Sticky Waterfall because you can actually walk up the waterfall. And I'm very excited. I already got a sneak peek when I walked down here. And now I'm walking all the way because there's different levels. So I'm gonna walk all the way to the lowest level and walk all the way up. I'm all the way at the bottom of the waterfall and it's super cool. And it's very impressive. I thought like, yes, it might be a bit sticky but still slippery, but actually like it's so not slippery at all. Here's the tricky part. All the white things, they're not slippery, but the green parts, they're super slippery. So, yeah, better hold on to these ropes. And once you walk by the waterfall, a bit further, like less than 5 minutes, you come to the spring. I don't think you can properly see it in the camera, but it's super clear and there's a bit of a hole going down there, which is a very nice blue color. And apparently the name of the waterfall is named after a flower, which only is there in November, which is now. So it's named after this flower. See, right next to the waterfalls was a temple with many stairs. Let's go up and hope for a good view. Up there is hundreds and hundreds of bats, and they fly around the cave. And I'm literally the only person here. I've not seen anyone going up or down at all. You can find the bats by just looking on the floor, because there's always piles of poop in some place, and that way you know above there's bats. This up here feels kind of like a modern version of Sapa area, kind of. Lots of resorts, like wherever you look up in the mountains, on the hills there's either tents or fancier accommodations with a view over the whole valley. This area has a river flowing through, which is down here, And next to the river, alongside the river, there's all of these cafes that have seats down at the river, which is quite cute. And then also there's a bunch of elephant parks on the way. I think you might not be able to see it, but there's 2 elephants right there. Then there's 3 or 4 more behind those trees. And down the way I saw even more. So driving up here you can even see elephants from some of the parks.